life hands you a Molotov, make a mullet. Episode 2. We were talking early in the fall of 2019 about Easter for 2020. And we had discussed what that was going to look like. It was going to be 2 services. There was going to be a 5,000 egg Easter egg hunt in between for people who attended the services. We were going to do a lot of videos, a lot of really cool worship songs. We were really excited. Just some different, we thought, really creative ideas that we were excited about. And then we were going to go into what we call Wildlife Week. Wildlife Week was a week long of prayer. Our prayer team going all over the city, praying for people, praying with people, praying at certain events, sports camps, and then some extra services and just all these things. We had changed kind of how we were doing things. So initially, Easter was like our big outreach. Now Easter was going to be more of like a small outreach but was really focused on like, let's just talk about Jesus and build him up and talk about the resurrection and the power of the resurrection. And then we'll use this Wildlife Week as our outreach. So we'll do all these camps, we'll do all these things, we'll do Bible studies in houses, and the goal was for Wildlife Week to grow into every night a different pastor from Columbus would come and preach, and we would have services and we'd have all that. But we needed to do this first Wildlife Week and get it off the ground. We made t-shirts. Unfortunately, we included the date. This is like Wildlife Week 2020, which I still regret to this day. Spent a lot of money on shirts that we didn't use for Wildlife Week 2020. But we had the shutdown. All this was planned before the shutdown, and then boom, the world, went down. And I remember hearing, in China, oh, there's this virus, but it didn't really we started to talk about it just like, well, what happens if it comes to America? So we have a plan. And then it was in Italy, and okay, so, it's in Italy, so, maybe we'll adjust our plan. And then it was in Seattle, I believe it was, or San Francisco. There was like 1 case, and we started talking about, okay, maybe we need to have a plan. And then it seemed like within 3 weeks of it being in Seattle, it was everywhere, and it was in Ohio, and it just seemed like it just hit this rush of chaos and confusion. And so our Easter service was a 3 drive-in services, and the criticism that caused was really unexpected. I really did not expect the amount of anger from people over us doing a drive-in service. See, when we shut down and went online only, we had all these people angry at us. People, again, they didn't even go to our church, but they were furious. How dare you? I thought, you guys were the wild church. Well, that's not our name, but cool. I thought you were the church in the wild. I thought you guys would go meet in the woods and have a service out there. We don't meet in the woods, for those wondering. I thought this, I thought that, and where's your faith? Don't you have faith in God? And we need more churches. I was getting videos from these people sending me links from these other pastors talking about, yelling about churches that had shut down, and there's some other churches who were critical of churches that shut down, and because we were one of the first ones in Columbus, so we were like a little bit ahead. So you had all these pastors like, we'll never shut down, and then 2 weeks later they were shut down. And so I thought, oh, this drive-in service, it will be a great thing. And it was. The 3 services were amazing. We had all kinds of people there, and it was a really tough time for a lot of people, and I feel like we really encouraged people and lifted people up. But man, did people get mad. I mean, people started messaging me, you're the reason that, you're going to be the reason all these people die. You're going to be the reason, you churches that want money so bad. And we didn't even take an offering at any of the 3 services. So that was just, I was like, look, this is not about money. I feel like people need a service. Up until this point, we had only done video services, online services, and we'd done a lot of Instagram prayers. Facebook prayers. We'd done a lot of like Zooms. I got tired of Zooms in like 2 weeks and was like, yeah, we're not doing them anymore. There was people starting Zooms saying that they were our church Zooms and they weren't, and it was just chaos. And we said, we're not doing Zooms anymore. We're done with that. And we did 3 services, and they were fun. They were amazing. I lost my voice. It was freezing cold. I wore shoes with no socks. It was a terrible decision. But it was a blast. It was fun. It was worth the criticism for sure. I felt like it was worth the criticism to shut down, and I felt like, it was worth the criticism to have the drive-in. If you're a leader, you just have to be able to be dedicated to your principles and causes and your vision, and say, I don't really, I'll take the criticism and I'll do what I need to do with it, and we'll move on. And that's what we did. I talked to my mentors, I talked to my coaches, I talked to other pastors, and and we did these services, and then we went back to online service only. And we did the service in another company's parking lot. I forgot that part. So Columbus Phone Products, which is next to where we normally meet, allowed us to meet there. It was just, man, it was honestly fun. It was fun to watch people adjust and adapt. I think the cool word for 2020 was pivot. It was really fun to watch people creatively figure out ways to love people and to serve God and love Him. And so that was really fun. That was really cool. That was one of the best memories of 2020, was these Easter services. I'll always remember them, and I hope I don't have to do them again. But but if we do, it was worth it. I thought it was worth everything we went through in order to accomplish it. It was the services were beautiful. Like, we were able to worship together with people, and they would honk their horn or they would roll down their window and sing. It was the first time we had been able to do that since the middle of March, and so it was a really special moment. It was very special. And so we did that, and then we went back to the online services only, and kind of continued working on that. We started trying to make those, we adjusted each week. We added a host. We added, the worship, because at first it was just me talking, and we added like a greeting and a closing, and we had people read the scriptures. It was fun. It was fun to do all those things. We also made a really on-purpose decision that we would completely rewrite and revamp all of our processes while we were in this shutdown. So we had the time, so we went through and we completely redid next steps. Next steps used to be like 3 weeks and then you were done, and now it's 6 months, and it's 4 steps that you got to go through in order to be able to lead at Church in the Wild. And the third step teaches you, some of these things. The second step teaches you something different, and it's base camp, ascent, it's pinnacle or summit, and then pinnacle, and we kind of put this all as a package together. We revamped a lot of our processes. We took the time to since we're not doing some of these other things, we're gonna rewrite and revamp, and we started working on our website and completely redid our website. Our website was a hot mess. It was not my favorite, to say the least. I did not like to. I didn't love it. I'll say that. That's the first thing I'll say, I guess. And Josh redid our website and made it just awesome. It's like, I love our website now. It's so good. And so, citw.faith, by the way, if you're wondering, citw.faith. So yeah, Easter was amazing. It was certainly different. We ended up taking some of the Easter eggs that we had already bought in the fall and taking them to Sam's grandma's yard, and we did an Easter egg hunt with our daughter. I think we laid out 50 eggs for her, because I just wanted her to do something, to have something. You know, it was hard for her to understand why she had to stay in the car and not see her friends. It was hard for her to understand why the whole world was hitting the pause button. You know, it's one of the hardest things that we had was trying to explain to our 4-year-old what all this stuff meant. Without terrifying her, we wanted to make her cautious. So the bacteria stuff, you know, she didn't really understand it. I didn't understand it. I still don't understand a lot of it. There's still so much that's confusing, but we did our best to explain to her what that meant and all these things. So we did the Easter egg hunt with her, and that was Easter 2020. Just a wild day. It was fun. It was different. It was chaotic. There was a lot of criticism, and it was kind of insane and fun all at once. So, yeah, so this is episode 2. Life hands you a Molotov cocktail, make a mullet. And we will talk in episode 3 about someone trying to hit me with a Molotov cocktail, and about mullets. We'll talk about mullets. I got a sweet mullet during the shutdown. Brooke Kelly cut my hair into like the most epic mullet in the history of mullets. So episode 3, looking forward to that. Episode 4 will be we decided to reopen and what all that looked like. Episode 5 will be kind of some of the difficult issues throughout summer. I had some really bad ideas. We had some really good ideas. Episode 6 will be my wife and I went to Yellowstone. That was really fun. Episode 7 will be our anniversary, our church anniversary. And episode 8 will most likely be Christmas. And then we will be finished with When Life Hands You a Molotov Cocktail, Make a Mullet. I love you. You matter.